All right, folks, we are live. Just me and my buddy Grant McIntosh in here right now. Those other two are AWOL. They'll be here soon. We got Steve.
It's Monday.
Yeah, he's cooking steaks and eating dinner. We got Stanley Orchard, the tube buddy guru. So he's probably in the middle of dealing with tube buddy folks. Say hey to David Martin. Thank you for jumping in here. We got WTF came up in here. Mike came in here early, 1 o'clock. We'll see if he comes back. While you're in, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. And we got, there's Mr.
Hey, what's up, guys?
In the house.
Sorry about that. I was running a little bit behind here.
That's all right. Stuff happens, especially on Mondays, right?
Man, no kidding.
We've been up to David Martin. You've been getting fishing in. He was trapping rabbits. That's over with.
Yeah. So, Grant, what did you get done? What did you do this weekend, young man?
Well, Tuesday, we got to catch some crappie and bluegill. Caught a few bass. I didn't put them all on video, but I didn't catch any big bass. But those case plastics and fishingcompleteinc.com plastic, they did it.
Good job.
Caught supper. It was supper Tuesday night, and then lunch for me when I come home from lunch Wednesday. Got to eat some fish.
Awesome. Outdoors Maryland says Mondays suck. Well, it's getting better now, okay? We're going to make it less sucky.
Yeah, it's over. It's over now. We're winding down and decompressing. Yeah. That's what we're all doing here.
Yes.
Still got all those bass lures. I'm going to try to get out this week one evening and catch some bass on those.
Nice. Stanley, what did you get to do this weekend? Anything awesome or?
Not much. We had a little bit of catching up some stuff that we had going on at work. It bowed me up. It was my intention to go out on Saturday with you. Didn't make it until later in the day. We got to the beach just in time to catch the sunset. I figured that was a little bit late for you. So I didn't get any fishing done. Y'all were well on your way already home?
Oh, yeah. We had eaten and gotten back to the apartment by sunset.
Oh, wow. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes me feel a little bit better.
Yeah. That wind got ripping around. Yeah. We left the beach like by 2 o'clock.
Oh, yeah. There was no way I was going to make that.
No.
That was, we talked about that later on, whatever. It was a late ordeal for me. It was nice being able to make it out there and get to the beach. The beach conditions were really nice. I liked that. And I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to get out. It's my intention to go tomorrow afternoon and spend a little time in a little secret spot with some of those case plastics that we're playing with. I'm going to try some stuff tomorrow.
Cool. Good luck. Hey, Outdoors in Maryland, thank you for stopping in and saying, hey, you got to get up at 2 a.m. You better get to bed, young man. I don't blame you. Ouch. I would want to be going to bed right now myself. Yeah, I threw around some of the case plastics down there in the canal and stuff. Unfortunately, I was not successful with any lures, case plastic or otherwise. It was the fish bites, on the surf that did all the work, and then one of the small whitings I cut up, and that ended up getting Audrey that redfish. So that was pretty much Audrey slayed it. She got the biggest whiting. She got the redfish right at it's like, hey, we're going to leave in the next few minutes. And that rod just started going. It was just
nice.
Yeah, it was like, we were happy, hey, we got a nice mess of whiting. We're ready to go. And then she gets that red. I'm like, golly, that just capped it off. Made it real nice. So we had a good weekend. The first day, a lot of wind on Friday. So we just hung right there and fished that canal. And the only thing I could find in that canal was pinfish. They some of the case plastics, the little Italio minnow, they'd bitten the tails off of that. And then I hooked a couple of them with shrimp. So That's one thing we find there. Hey, WTF Mike's in the house. What's up, Mike?
Hey, what's up, Mike?
Glad you popped in and see us. Cheers.
Yeah, there's a couple of things. There's a couple of things I wanted to talk to you about with fishing those plastics in the surf and at the channel. And I don't know, I wasn't intentionally like holding back anything, but I've seen some tricks people were doing. And I was really looking forward to at least have a conversation with you about that out there. And that's one of the things that I missed out on the most was that conversation.
The Wild Game Pursuit. Steve is eating a big juicy steak. He'll be here shortly.
Nice.
Ash K88's here. Ben, it is whiskey o'clock already. I mean, it's
yes, sir, it is.
5:06 for us three.
Yep. If you're in the East Coast, it's even later. Here, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. That's all that matters.
It's getting caught up time is what it is if you're East Coast.
Yep. You're
running late.
There
he is.
Oh, there's the fourth musketeer.
Hey, everybody.
What's up, Steve?
Good seeing you.
Good to see you all, too.
Steve's been busy, folks. I seen a video. Well, let me rephrase that. Steve and his grandson have been busy. I've seen a video from Steve, and I think I've seen two from Aiden, who's not in here yet. I'm surprised. Aiden's usually right here with us. But
I was looking for him. That kid is killing it.
Yeah, that was excellent. So how was your weekend there, Steve? And your the last week for you, basically.
Oh, it was a good weekend. Real good weekend. How about everybody here? I already missed that. Did we already go over all that?
Oh, yeah.
We're in the middle of it.
Oh, okay. Well, then I guess it's my turn. Yeah, we had a good weekend. Aiden spent the weekend with us. So we were going to go fishing on a nearby lake. We thought about going to Lake Erie, Detroit River, but as the weather conditions didn't look favorable, so we just went to a nearby lake. And first lake didn't produce anything. So we packed up and went to the second lake, and well, we had a good time. We would have stayed longer. We probably would have caught more crappie, except that there was a storm that was rolling in. And my friend Aaron said, "Hey, you probably ought to get off the water if you're on, because there's a storm rolling in." So we got off, got the boat loaded up, and tarp on it just as it started raining. So it was perfect timing.
Wow. You said something in that video about that walleye you caught. I don't know if it was on Facebook or in the video, but at one point you said something about not being in season.
Yeah. Inland lakes in Michigan, the season doesn't open until March or April 24th here in this area. Now you go out on Detroit River, Lake Erie, Saginaw Bay, it's open season, but right now inland lakes are not. So I put it in the live well and I said, "Chris, look it up. I don't think we can keep this fish." And so he looked it up and said, "No, Dad, we can't. It's April 24th. So that's why I said in the video, this is killing me. Being a walleye fisherman, let this nice fish go. It wasn't worth losing my boat over it in case the DNR would have stopped us. So.
Right. And then why I just, me, I think about, I'm like, what is the science behind that? Where you can go in one body of water and fish them, all dang year, and another body of water, there's just a certain time you can fish them. I'm not.
I don't know if one of the guys that's like if Pete Pappas or Justin Randall were here, maybe even Jeff Bottom, I see he's in the side chat. Maybe they can explain it better than me, but that's just the way it is. Where I lived in the Upper Peninsula, we couldn't fish until May 15th. It was always that way. So May 15th is when we started walleye fishing.
That's crazy. Hey, the good life is in the house. How you doing, brother? Thank you for stopping by. Got to go pick up the kids, but I appreciate you stopping in. Jeff Bottoms is in the house. Nicholas Poulette is out here with us. Good to see you, Nick.
What's up, Nick?
What else is going on, guys?
Flew a drone.
Yeah, that was another video.
I did not fly the drone.
You need to put that in the little princes below. Technically, I didn't fly the drone.
No,
there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with outsourcing. You got yourself a crew there. You take advantage of it.
Absolutely. He's talking about, he's running the boat, So now Chris can fly the drone. I mean, that's a perfect setup. I don't have.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it
I don't
is.
have that person to. Joel Willis would put my drone straight in the water if I let him try to fly. So I don't have that person. So that is the perfect setup. And then you get the kiddo on there with you, with his video, and man, you got quite the crew up there to make some awesome videos.
The funny thing about Aiden doing that editing, I mean, he put it all together in record time compared to this old man. He had it edited, and then he told me that, there's a hotspot on your phone, Grandpa. It'll work when your internet in your house doesn't. Really? So by the time he hit the button to submit it, and then I typed up, what needed to be typed up, the doggone thing was already uploaded. It was that quick. So then when I did the drone footage, I said, okay, it might have worked for his short little 2-minute video. We'll see how it does on his 4. Same thing. I hardly got started typing and boom, it was uploaded. So this is my new friend.
I don't know if he's popping in here or not, but behind the scenes, when this live stream is over and we have our little debriefing and we talk and stuff like that, we're gonna have a little conversation about the going rate for an editor and a tech guy, because you probably owe that boy some money.
He saved me a lot of time. I'll give him that. Not only learning how to edit the stuff, because my old antique ways is drag one over. Yeah, we're going to cut it here. He drags the whole thing on, and then he chops little bits out of it and slices it together. And it's like, holy smokes! It didn't take him any time at all.
Younger generation. David Martin asking, have you guys ever eat Kaplan? I'm not sure what that is. You get them with a bucket here. I have no idea what he's talking about, guys.
I have to Google what it is.
I'm curious about that because I like eating things, but I'm not familiar with capelin.
Me either.
Oh,
I noticed Mike gave an answer about the walleye. He said walleye breed better in current than they do on inland lakes, so it protects their numbers. There's your answer.
Okay.
Thanks, Mike.
I knew it had to have some kind of scientific background right to it for them to make a decision like that. So thanks, Mike.
It says a member of the smelt family.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we catch them by the buckets and eat the heck out of them too. Smelt. So Kaplan. So I guess probably the same thing, just a different name in a different place. But we talked about this, I think, last episode, maybe the one before, where when I was there in the 80s, yeah, I'm old, we would get buckets of them, like you said, you eat by the bucket load there. But now, around Au Gres at least, most of the Lower Peninsula, they're hard to come by. I do hear folks up in the UP still getting them, but that's about it, which is sad.
Yeah. I want to ask a question of Grant while I'm thinking of it, if you guys don't mind, because I know he's the guru on night crawlers. And this last couple days, we've had a lot of rain. And of course, in the morning, you can go out in the driveway. I've got a gravel driveway, and the night crawlers are all over it. So I start picking up my bait for walleye fishing. Grant, what do you put in? What should I put in I got a styrofoam box. It's like 2 foot by 2 foot, a foot deep. It's got worm bedding in it. What should I be putting in there for them to eat to keep them alive for a long time?
Well, worms eat decaying matter, so either compost that's actually compost, you don't want it to get hot, or any kind of food scraps, banana peels, apple cores, potato peels. Once it starts getting rotten, they eat the decaying, the microbes, basically.
So you're gonna, like potato peelings, you're gonna peel the potatoes and put them in there right then? Or do you let them decay a while before you put them in?
Well, actually, potatoes, cabbage, broccoli, anything like that, I would freeze first, help break it down a little quicker.
Okay.
That makes sense. Cool.
So coffee grounds is not a good thing to put.
Well, coffee grounds is okay too in moderation because it can heat up as well.
Get them worms just freaking out about getting in there.
Yeah, I feed coffee grounds, but it's in moderation. You got your nitrogen is what coffee grounds are. So you got your greens and your browns, carbon and nitrogen. I have a 50-50 mix is what I like. Some people say 70-30.
Okay.
Cool. The Wild Game Pursuit's got his Arizona elk tag.
Awesome.
Oh, I'm jealous of that one.
I'm jealous. Mike, WTF Mike just said is what I'm jealous of.
Yeah, I was thinking
Yeah.
the same
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Big time
One of these
TV
days.
hunter. That's not us, guys. We're not that big TV hunter.
Yeah.
One of these days, Mike, I'm going to get up to North Dakota and shoot some geese off your farm.
That'd be cool.
Hit
No,
me up on your way,
video.
Grant.
That's kind of not on the way, but he could detour to pick you up.
Right?
Thanks again, Good Life, for stopping by, brother. David Martin says worms love pumpkin.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pumpkin, watermelon are two favorites.
Good to know.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, folks, we got 13 folks watching. We got 9 thumbs on my end. Let's hit up some thumbs, too, while we're here.
There's
Good
2.
luck.
That helps the live stream out.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
we very much appreciate y'all doing that.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
some friends or community tab to share it out, that would be much appreciated as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're just watching and not talking, pop in on the, type something in the text over there. Say, hey, there you go. Jerry Toner just said, hey, Jerry.
There she is.
Glad you jumped in here with us.
Afternoon, ma'am.
Did you guys see the toad of a walleye she caught either today or yesterday?
I saw
Probably
that,
not
and I saw
Stanley,
the
but-
smallmouth.
No, she got a walleye. It's like
Yeah.
24-inch, like 6.5 pounds or bigger toad. So now we're going to call her the walleye lady, not the bassin lady anymore.
I don't know. She caught some really nice smallmouth too. Same
Yeah.
trip, I think it was.
Yeah.
5 pound smallmouth.
Yeah. 5+.
Where are y'all seeing that? Where did I totally missed out on this? It's been
Facebook, brother. You're the only one here that doesn't do Facebook.
Facebook, Stanley.
That's it.
Yeah.
All right.
Wild game pursuit. I have not turkey hunted in a few years. I am actually going to video this weekend. A buddy of mine, he actually shot one Saturday. He's got, so in Illinois, there's 5 different seasons, and it's 5 days, 6 days, 7 days, 8 days, 9 days. So a buddy of mine had second season, which I think ended today. He shot a turkey on Saturday, but I was on call, so I couldn't go with him. Now this weekend, he's got another tag for this third season. Planning on going and videoing with him. Hopefully he can get.
That'd be cool. Looking forward to seeing that.
But yeah, wild game pursuit. As far as me going by myself turkey hunting, I have no interest. I like going with somebody and videoing, but it's not for me. I've got somebody, a couple people that'll give me a turkey or the most of the turkey meat when they shoot one. Yeah, ticks, mosquitoes.
See, I would like to. My brother turkey hunted. I've looked into it a lot, and I still might do it. I would like to go out and at least do a turkey hunt. Maybe, I don't know, spring or fall, which one's better, but I would like to try it at least once and just, like you said, see if I enjoy it enough to stick to it or not. Uh-oh.
And speaking of turkey hunting,
Where's it at? Where's
you
it
got to
at?
do that.
He's in the two. Yeah, I can see it.
That's the one I shot.
2 monster bucks.
Let's see, over there in the corner, that's Janet's, and it's on video. Actually, we got some of it on video.
Hers is bigger.
No, hers was a Jake, but it still had a 5-inch beard, and it was it was a male, whatever. I had more fun on filming her. I got more shook up. I got more nervous than my 22-pound, 10.5-inch.
Wow.
I'd rather film somebody.
That's cool.
I love it when Grant pans his mount room.
I know.
You know, it's like,
Yeah,
oh
me
my
too.
God.
That needs to happen once per live stream. Some conversation needs to come up where we get a pan of that entire thing.
I mean, I'd be.
We all get credibility out of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
One other thing, Wild Game Pursuit, his name is Brad, lives here in Michigan. Brad, I got turkeys on my farm. I don't hunt them. If you want to come down sometime, I don't know how far you are from where I live, but you're welcome to come down here and try to get one. I myself and my two sons do not hunt them, and we have them. So that's an open invitation if you'd like to come down and knock one out.
Nice. That's a cool invitation. I wish I was closer. I'd be all over that. Just like I said, I want to try it. Never done it. Want to try it. That would be cool. Gardening. So, you know what? I down here, and Stanley can attest to this, it gets so hot so fast. It's hard to keep anything alive.
We missed it.
Yeah, I did a vegetable garden a few years back, and it did okay. I had set up drip irrigation and all of this stuff. Got some veggies out of it, but it still was a real challenge. And by July, you might as well just put a torch to it. So we went out and bought a raised garden box thing that I'm going to put some food grade mineral oil on to protect the wood. And we're going to do just a few peppers, onions, cilantro, things that like what we use around the house to make salsa and stuff like that, something that we will use up. Tomatoes are going to be in separate planters. So that's our plan this year. I got to get busy on that this week, because right now in San Antonio, your stuff should be planted. And
I was going to say, I was very seriously considering a nice sized little garden out back, and planting for that down here was 2 months ago. I feel totally like I've already missed it.
Yeah, it's tough.
I should have been planting during that freeze.
Right after, at least.
Yeah.
Well, Shannon Naylor's in the house. Welcome aboard, Shannon. Good to see you here.
Man, good to see you.
Always good to see Shannon. I hadn't seen her.
Absolutely.
Yeah, how have you been?
Been a minute.
She pops in here. Everybody says hi to her, and the first thing she does is say hi to Mike.
Oh, she sent a hug and a kiss to Mike.
Hooked Up in Backlash. That's one of our local YouTuber fishermen down here. Good to see you in the house. He said I need to get some sod down quick. Yeah, putting down sod in San Antonio area. Get it down and water it really good right now. We're already, I think, in water restrictions. So that's the way it goes down here.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Don't take long.
So you talked about turkey hunting a minute ago. I got one for you. Did you hear who was down here hunting turkey this last week?
Yeah, Blue Gabe.
Blue Gabe.
Yeah. He's come to Texas a few times. He did the gator gar fishing. Now he's done the Rio Grande turkey hunting.
I feel a miss on that one, man. I'm going to try hitting him up a little bit more often.
Yeah, it's like, man, you're in our backyard.
Oh, yeah, it's like 30 minutes away.
Yep. Well,
maybe more, 45 minutes, whatever it is. Everything's 45 minutes away. The grocery store is 15. So
yeah, you're in Texas. Everything's far away. Steve, what you got coming up, brother?
Nothing. I always tell you that. Nothing. And then mysteriously something pops up. So if I just keep saying nothing, then
I'm going to try that one. I got nothing, lots of nothing, like just the biggest nothing you ever seen in your life coming up.
That's one of the things I've noticed. Like for me, and it's just the personality I am or whatever, I got to plan stuff out in advance. I want to know what I'm doing like 2 weekends from now. I'm trying to, figure out what's going on. Steve will be like, yeah, we don't got nothing. And then the next day he's fishing. It's like, it's just, I guess I'm going fishing today. I just don't have that. I don't know what it is, but I don't have that in me right now. I need to get some of that.
I will say that this coming weekend, my birthday is this Friday. So this coming weekend, Judy says, what do you want to do for your birthday? I says, go fishing. So I'm hoping to go down to Detroit River or Lake Erie or something like that and go fishing for my birthday weekend. We'll see.
Very cool.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, absolutely. Ben asked that question. For Ben, I would say for me now, the way things have been, I like to look at tides and all that. If I'm fishing the coast, if I'm fishing freshwater, that doesn't matter. But yeah, the number one thing right now is forecast. If the weather's going to let me fish and I have time to go fish, I'm going to fish. That's one of our things. We plan a trip to the coast. It's like, okay, we got to get lodging. So how far in advance do you have to get that lodging? You know what I mean? So it's not like, well, this is the perfect day weather-wise to go fishing. It's like, we're going down there this weekend. Hopefully the weather's good so we can fish. You know, that's kind of how it works out for us.
Number one is weather to me. Like surf and wind are the two biggest, factors in any fishing trip that I do. That having been said, that's number one and number two with a bullet. If you get those days that are calm and it's been calm for a little bit, the conditions are already good, low wind, it's been calm, water's clearing up, then you start looking at the lunar cycle, tide tables, and all of that stuff, those other contributing factors. When you get those days where you are in the right lunar phase, it's been calm, no wind, and everything else is when it all aligns, you are going to reap the benefits. Like, it's so rare, but when you do.
Yeah.
One thing that I do is I got an app on the phone. It's called Windy app, and I always am watching the wind direction and speed, because that is a big thing as far as fishing out on Saginaw Bay or Erie, even Detroit River. You've got to watch, and you got to know, and you learn that over time. And I'm far from an expert on it, but I know about what my boat can handle as far as wind and direction. And if it's anything that's out of the east and more than like 6 mile an hour, I won't go to Erie. I've done it once, and it's like a disaster. So that's what I watch mostly, is my wind and, of course, weather. Are we going to get into rain? Well, we got rain here, and the fish are wet anyway, so that really don't matter. So
it's true.
It's more watching the wind where I fish.
Yeah, good call.
Same for me. It's the wind, and it's not necessarily a direction. I've heard certain sayings.
Yeah, east they bite
out of
the
east, and west is best. But as long as it's not blowing too hard, is all I'm concerned with.
That same here. Don't blow me off the water.
But I've seen days. We had one last year where we went out. This is the one that just totally sold me on the Windy app. For one, we were watching the winds, and I historically have always watched the conditions, like the surf conditions, the water clarity, because to me that's going to tell me how everything is. That's going to be the foundation of it all. But we went out on a day where it was like 4-foot surf, and we were going offshore in my uncle's boat, and it was just a murder nightmare trip. But the Windy app absolutely said that at the 30-mile mark, the wind was cutting off, it was dead, and the conditions were gorgeous after 30 miles. And I was like, man, I don't understand. I don't see that. It's muddy, it's surf, like big waves. It's just, these terrible conditions right on the coast. I don't see it getting just automatically somehow magically better 30 miles offshore. Yeah. It was absolutely perfect. After we got to that 30-mile mark, it just completely died.
That's nice. Doug, good luck. Hopefully you get in some walleye up there in Green Bay. Hooked Up in Backlash. You weren't here earlier in the show, brother. Now you just got we got on the surf Saturday and got in some fish. We got some whiting. My wife got her first red out of the surf, so it was a good trip. Friday was because of wind and all that, but Saturday was pretty dang awesome. Living Minnesota Outdoors. Hello. Thank you for dropping in. It's been a minute. I think I'm trying to remember. I know I've seen you here before, but I think it's been a minute. So thank you for stopping by.
He's been in.
Shannon said, we tried to go fishing the other day, and there were so many boats on the water, we just turned around and came home. Look, I don't know what COVID did, right? But 2020, when we could get to the lake on the weekend, it was a nightmare. There was at least 4 times the amount of people and boats at the lake, right? And I thought, okay, 2021, it's going to calm down. We were coming back from the coast on Sunday, and on our way back, we go by one of our local lakes, Bronig Lake, one of our power plant lakes. Just looking at it, it was a madhouse. The parking lot was full, and there were boats and trailers going down this. I've never seen that many rigs at that lake. So COVID made a lot of people decide, you know what, we need to get outdoors and do more stuff, which is awesome. But they're messing up my legs.
Yeah, but they need to go somewhere else.
That's my time. That's my play, you know. So even more now, you know, I've got every other Friday off because of my work schedule. That's my day to go fishing because not everybody's off that day. But Saturday and Sunday it's almost to a point where it's like, well, for me, it already is to a point where I'm not going to go. Hey, we going to go fishing Saturday? No, it's just too many crazies out there now. So I don't know how it is where everybody else is at. But here in Central Texas, South Texas, that's how it is.
I went to the beach on Saturday in and having missed you out there, and I just went to the Packery Park and drove down the beach over there for a little bit just to hang out, and it looked like spring break. It was totally packed. People are ready to get out of their houses and get outdoors, and you can tell they want to get out.
Yeah.
Well, it's not only that, but trying to buy stuff. I mean, here a few months ago, when it was ice fishing season, I wanted to buy one of those little jet sleds to pull some of the additional gear out that I needed. The store was sold out. Another little store I went to looking for some jigs and stuff, sold out. They just, and it went fast. And it wasn't just that. I mean, you go over here to Cabela's and same thing. Why are you out of everything? It seems like so. People are fishing, people are hunting, people are doing stuff outdoors. Which is good.
Part of it, there's a combination of factors too, all related to COVID. So you got an American-made product, American plant that during COVID shut down, right? Because of COVID, the restrictions wherever they're operating said, hey, you're going to have to shut down, set your employees home. So now there's that. We're not making nothing, right? This doohickey that everybody wants for their boat, we're not making. And then, okay, so we relax the rules. Now we can start making them again. Well, now there's 10 times the number of people who usually buy the doohickey trying to buy the doohickey. So, yeah, it was like, you know, pile on top of pile of things that cost. My trolling motor my new trolling motor took me from the date I ordered it to receive it was like 5 months, which the first one I bought was like a week. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's crazy.
Lumber prices. Have you guys checked current lumber? I mean, I do it all the time because that's what I do is I build things. But OSB, something that builders use, everybody uses OSB. The price has skyrocketed. Sheet of 1/2 inch was like $8, and now it's like 37 or 42 or something like that. So that's just 1/2 inch, you know. And then you got 3/4. They said that's up like almost $100 a sheet.
Yeah.
Well, think about if you were. I don't do this. If a building contractor that has sold a bunch of homes, already sold them at that cost, and all of a sudden your cost went up, how do you get out of that? How do you get out of that contract? You signed a contract, you would build a house for X amount of dollars. That's the product that you need. And your OSB is floors, wall sheeting, roof sheeting, and even I-joists are made with OSB too. So, and it's everything. It's shingles are hard to get. Siding at 6 to 8 weeks to get siding, and right now you can't get any kind of a premium color siding. They just don't make it right now. And I was wondering why, and I looked it up, and they said that the reason, one of the sources said that when COVID hit, you know, they had to lay off employees and have people working from home. So that's the reason. I mean, they're making the material and they're apparently keeping up, and I just wonder, so what are they doing now that people can go back to work? Are they making, you know, are you working overtime trying to catch up with supply? That's why it's costing more to make the product? Or are you just taking advantage of the situation? I don't know.
I think it's partly both. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think it's partly both. Same thing, just some plywood and 2x4s. The price on that stuff has skyrocketed. And somebody in the chat said, you know, firearms. Well, ammo. You know, I've got some 45 long coat I'm looking for, some 9mm. That's been ridiculous, you know, and that's more than just COVID. They like to blame it on COVID, but it's more than that. It's political.
COVID and election.
Price gouging, you know, so you're paying $5 or $6 a round now if you can find ammo. So it's a nightmare. That's a nightmare.
We've got an amazing store down the street from us over here for Beeville Arms. I love the place and great ownership, and very, very honest with their prices and everything else that they do. And when everybody was panicking, they were really good about letting you could call in and be like, hey, I need you to add a couple boxes of 9mm or whatever you need to your order so that I make sure I can get mine. They were taking those orders. They're doing them. Just can't do it. They can't do it anymore. They cannot fulfill those orders like they were able to a year ago. They just can't get their hands on it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
Live in
Shannon.
Minnesota Outdoors. Got a family member that works at Norboard making OSB. Their cost and supply has stayed the same, but they raised the price 90 or 900%.
100.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's kind of stuff that they should go to prison for. I'm sorry. Don't take advantage of a situation like that, where if it's not costing you more to produce, you shouldn't be charging more to the person that's out there that maybe they just got back to work and they need to buy some of this stuff, and you're gouging them. That's some. Ooh, I would riot at that place. But
it's the laying off people that gets me mad, especially like I saw an advertisement here earlier. I was on like Twitter or something like that, where McDonald's is now hiring people, and what they advertise at like premium prices or something like that. And that makes me really upset. They laid off a bunch of people that they shouldn't have. This is an international chain. They didn't need to be laying off people the way that they did. And now they say they're hiring people back at a premium, but I bet you money, I guarantee they are not replacing the money that they were paying prior.
yeah, that's one thing. Our local HEB, our grocery store here in Texas, it's one thing they didn't do. I mean, they were one of the few shining stars through all this crap. I want to touch on what Shannon said. Right now, we're packed with spring break drunkards, that know nothing about our waterways or boats. Bad combo. That's everywhere, even if it's not spring break. There's so many people that, look, you got 20, 30 grand, you can go buy a boat and go. And if you're over, it depends on where you're at. If you're over 25 or whatever, get in that boat, put it in the water, and just drive around, do stuff without knowing no legal requirements of being on the water. A lot of people hate this idea. I fully support a license to drive a boat. I mean, we have a boater safety here in Texas that if you're under a certain age, you have to take this and get a little card and you can boat. But if you're 40 years old, you're no smarter than that 20-year-old. If you've never boated, you can still go buy a boat and just put it in the water and go out there. And I just don't agree with that. I don't agree.
There's an old saying that a free captain's license comes with every boat purchase.
Yeah, you're right. It does. You're right.
I've seen a lot of idiot kids out there in the canals cruising around, bikinis and stuff like that, playing games on the spring break kind of circuit. But I will say that offshore, just even slightly offshore, 5-8 miles out, things like that, I've seen more idiot 40-year-olds on their first run or their third run, who have never done anything at all, and they're packed to, the gills with gear that they got at the gas station. I've seen more problems with them than I have the 20-year-olds in the canals.
Yeah, I used to always, hey, these dumb kids on the boat ramp, they don't know what they're doing. And the last few times when I'm getting mad at a boat ramp, somebody who backs down and then starts loading their boat and all that while everybody's waiting in line, they should have done it. Yeah. But it's not the 20-year-old kids. It's like some 40 and 50-year-old guys. I'm like, look, you're old enough to know better, but they're not. Nobody's trained them. They have nobody's told them, hey, these are the things you should do on a boat ramp. These are how you should navigate a boat. This is what the green means. This is what the red means on the markers, channel markers. You know what I mean? They have no clue. They're just out there running that boat wherever the heck they feel like it and putting everybody in danger.
There's a funny story to that red and green thing for those of us that are colorblind. Which one is it? I can't tell.
It tells you on your license.
What is the answer for that? Is there?
Follow the boat in front of you. I just want to say
I hope they're doing the right thing.
A couple of them have popped up in here. Josh from Fish in the Mitten.
Hey,
Justin
Josh.
from Weekend Warrior Outdoors. Just want to say hi to you guys. Not ignoring you. We just get so doggone busy we forget sometimes, I guess.
It's grumpy old man time. We're all sitting here, crying about them guys taking forever to launch.
Not a great gamers in the house.
What's up?
Hooked up in backclass. I was able to get on my uncle's boat for years before I bought mine. Learned a lot. Yeah, that's how.
Yeah. Yep, that's how it's done.
Here, I was on my grandpa's boat, and then you do your own research. I kind of like to know what those markers and stuff mean. For me, it's a little. I had to take the boater safety course because certain places, if you want to rent a boat, no matter how old you are, they require it, and that's how the Army's military, their MWR, they call it, is a recreation that rents boats and that kind of stuff. You have to take it. So when we do our big thing every year up at Canyon Lake, we rent a big pontoon to park, and all the boats just kind of tie together pontoon, and we kind of hang out on the water. And just to rent that pontoon, I had to take the course, which was good. It didn't bother me at all. I was glad they did that because there's other places that don't care. Oh, here's my money. Get in the boat and go have fun. You know what I mean?
Honestly, I'd like to take a refresher course. I would. I'd like to just to get updated because this old mind forgets things, and it'd be nice to be able to take the course and say, "Oh yeah, I forgot that."
Yep.
I want to get my captain's license for the exact same reason. I don't care to use it so much. I just want to have it, and I want the knowledge.
That's some work there. You got to deal with the Coast Guard. You got to go out and run a boat. Yeah,
but I've seen some of these people, some of these YouTubers who have it, and I'm like, okay, if they got it, I can get it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm not dropping names, but that's my thought.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I hear it.
Steve,
Where's Aiden?
we got the odd audio. Steve's going to pop out and be right back, folks.
How's that? Yeah.
See, now he needs to have I bet you if he did that hotspot thing that Aiden taught him, he'd probably be okay right there.
This needs to be a weekly segment whenever he has to pop off and pop back on. Like, how many things can we say about him before he gets back on?
Yep, absolutely. Hooked up backlash. Today's Judge Judy episode had a boat that hit another at the ramp accidentally, but in forward instead of reverse.
How do you do that?
Oh my God, dude.
There's the channel markers.
There's some YouTubers. Alfred Montanez is one that I watch. The Chit Show, he calls it. And he's in Florida. And not all he does, but mainly he sits there and commentates on these people at these busy boat ramps. And some of these people, they're the exact people we're talking about. Somebody should go up and take them out of the boat and say, you can never get in a boat and drive it again until you have some kind of qualification, because that you want to see why we should have boat licensing. Watch somebody like that's videos, and it's the Chit Show, Alfred Montanez.
That's funny. What a great concept for a channel. It's just, like those channels where they have the people who are they get drowned over at Haulover. This swamp, doing an entire channel of just making fun of what should be going, what's going through your head at people launching.
Yep. Yeah, and his channel's doing great. So welcome back, Steve.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for having me again.
Perfect now.
Oh, I would pay somebody to come and figure out why my computer does this, or my internet, or whatever.
Well, why don't you just have the grandson over there while you're doing a live stream one time?
I'm hooked up. I'm hooked up.
Right. Oh, you're on the hotspot?
Have been the whole time.
Oh, that's weird.
It is
That
weird.
is so weird. I don't know.
I got to go back up to a comment that was made a while ago. I seen it and I forgot about it till I just came back in, and you guys mentioned Aiden. Brad from Wild Game Pursuit says I should tell Aiden to change his name from Aiden Ash to Kickin' Ash Outdoors.
That is a good name. I like that.
Oh,
No, really, that is good.
Yeah, I agree.
I just want to say, John, the channel you're on here, A&J Outdoors, he put up a community post. That's still up.
Yes, it is.
If you haven't voted, go vote on that community post.
Yeah, so we had talked about, so last week we had a scheduling snafu. We went at 6. There were several people, especially our Michigan folks, that were like, hey, we love this 6 o'clock start time, 6 o'clock Central, so 7 o'clock Eastern. So I put that vote up. Right now it's it's 5-4, 6 versus 5. I didn't get to vote on my own thing. If I voted, it would have been 5-5. So it's kind of nick and tuck. So if you have a preference and you haven't done that, go to my channel, right? Link is in the description below, or you can hit subscribe and go to the community tab, and there's that in there. You can make your voice known for us. That'd be awesome. Old Crony's Garage. I love that name. I love that name. Old Crony's Garage. I have not met Old Crony's Garage yet, I think. This is new to me. Welcome aboard. Thank you for stopping in.
Oh, Shannon's got a channel. She knows what's up. If she gets some good footage, she'll put it on her channel, I'm sure. That's where the money's at. AFV is very 1989.
It is. That is old school, if you want to call it that. That is old school.
While we're talking about Shannon, her husband is the one that does the drone footage. Shannon, I finally flew that drone that I've had for a while. If you haven't seen it, it's on my YouTube channel. I didn't fly it; my son did, but
exactly,
it flown.
It flew. Oh, what matters.
And I sent you guys the little video about a drone crashed. Well, after Chris flew mine, Aiden went in the house and got his. He's got a little black, smaller one. You can't video anything with it, but it's just one to fly. So he comes out and he's going to fly the doggone thing. And I guess my oldest son says, well, let me try it. And he flew it right into a tree. Right smack dab into a tree.
How did the rescue go?
Well, the tree was quite tall, and so I went out and got one of my ladders, and that wasn't going to work. So what we ended up doing was back my son's truck up to the tree, put the ladder in, extended it all the way up, and then Chris went up with a 16-foot long board and got it. Somehow he got it hooked into the propeller so it wouldn't fall out, and he gently lowered it down to my son, who was the one that flew it into the tree.
You guys got that all wrong. There's a trick to that. When you get them stuck way up in a tree like that, what you do is you either take another drone and fly it into it to knock it out of the tree, or old school, you take a football.
They tried the football. Didn't work. Okay. None of us got a good arm.
They weren't accurate enough. Mr. Rick's in the house. How you doing, Mr. Rick?
What's up, Rick?
Ed Mose. Glad to see you, Ed.
Ed's in here. All right.
Owner of crappie.com.
Yeah, there he is. Excellent drone video. Cool property. See, yeah, you know what? That's the thing I like best about that drone video was getting an overhead view of your homestead, your property. That was really cool. Drones are great for that.
Yeah, I didn't realize your shooting shed or shooting house was right there.
Yeah.
So, and your pond you're getting ready to dig is right in front of that, right?
Yeah. And as you can see, all the rain we got, we've already got the pond. It's only about that deep, but yeah, that's where I want to put the pond.
I was going to say, you have some swampland.
Yeah.
Where the water's at now is where your pond's going to be, or on the other side?
It's going to be in front of the red building that I've got that's my deer hunting line. It's going to be like in front and to the left of that.
Okay.
Very cool. Very cool. That's going to be cool to see.
And I got a question while we're talking about drones is Chris flew that thing like at 2:00 in the afternoon. And then I watched a couple videos today. In fact, one of the guys that commented to that video is TC. I'm not even going to say the name because I can't remember, but he does just drone footage. It's beautiful stuff. And I guess it's a certain time of day. I mean, 2:00 is not a good time of day. You want like early in the morning or later in the evening to get your best video. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's not a lot of settings in the lower end drones like ours, as far as you get washed out from the sun, where you got the sun to your back and you got a nice view, and then you rotate the drone and it doesn't adjust for that white balance. And now all of a sudden everything's kind of washed out and white looking. So yeah, especially for drones like yours and mine, the time of day to fly them is important. As far as and a cloud cover day versus a sunny day, dawn versus midday. Those all play a role in it. But for me, it's like if you're out there fishing and you want some drone footage, if you're fishing at 2:00 in the afternoon, then dang it, take drone footage at 2:00 in the afternoon. That's just the way it is.
It's hard enough getting a damn drone into the air when just period at all. When you're fishing, that's the last thing on my mind. You guys have seen how much drone footage I get, like maybe 3 times, and that's all B-roll I filmed one day. If I get it up into the air, it's going to be based around timing for catching fish and bait and hooks.
Yep. There's a difference between somebody who's doing the drone footage for cinematic reasons and this and that. When you're fishing, you want your drone footage to be when you're fishing. So it's going to be what it is, and you make the best of it.
Yeah.
And Brad, you're right. He almost hit both power lines. I was looking at the footage later. It's like, damn, Chris, he got awful close.
Both times it flew by that power line, I clinched up a little bit. I was like, oh, man, don't hit that. And then he did it again. I was like, oh, man, don't hit that power line. Yeah, I was feeling that.
Sounds OSHA approved.
Yeah.
The ladder must be he's talking about going up on the ladder with a 16-foot board.
That or the power line, one or the other.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some kind of rules about flying drones near power line. Somebody will, let us know about it for sure. Well, still looking for my cat. All right, guys. What is coming up? You guys got anything big coming up, in the near future, next couple weeks? You got something planned? What do we got planned, guys?
I'm going to try to get out and use them bass lures I got from fishingcompleteinc.com and see if I can't catch some bass. My goal is to catch at least one on every one that Jerry sent me.
Or your wife catch them.
One or the other.
She seems more dedicated than the bass. You like catching the crappie. She wants to get them bass.
I'll eat a bass. I like cold water bass. I'll eat them then. But, yeah, otherwise I'd rather eat a bluegill or a crappie.
Yeah, I agree. What about Rescue 2? What y'all doing? What you got coming up?
I'm going to be trying to get out to my little secret spot over on the little hidden little corner of Corpus Christi Bay tomorrow, and I haven't checked the conditions, and that is also going to be based around work and some other stuff going on. But that's my intention, and in the process of all of this also, as you guys may or may not have seen, I still have not finished what is supposed to be the last video of our season from this whole last season, which is ending up being the hugest of headaches. But I hope to have that out this week, and I hope to get some other videos filmed, buy myself some time before we can start on the next season.
Yeah, I seen that beer, and I was like, oh, he ain't done yet.
Yeah. Yep.
Rick said more likely Janet will. I agree.
I agree too, Mr. Rick. No doubt.
All right, Steve, I know you don't like to plan crap, and you just, hey, tomorrow we're going fishing. But do you have anything planned?
The weekends, Saturdays and Sundays are our weekend time because, we work. I shouldn't say we work Monday through Friday. We sometimes take off in the middle of the week if I don't have trusses on the site or I got to wait for siding or something. It's like, let's go fishing. So I never know. It's just my plan is this weekend for sure, being it's my birthday, I'm going to go fishing somewhere. And then that's first thing I got to do is get my truck out of the shop. The doggone thing broke down, and so I'm driving my wife's truck, which is not a contractor truck, but it's getting me around.
What's your contractor truck, a Chevy?
Of course.
I knew it.
That's all that I drive is a Chevy because I got tired of pushing Fords years ago.
Yeah, well, you should ram it with a Dodge. That's all I'm saying.
I don't think so. There's a damn near brand new Dodge sitting over at my dad's place that you need, John. He bought it about a year ago, before he got sick, and it's got 500 miles on it, and that's it. We only drive him to his doctor appointments. I don't know what he's going to do with it because it's a 3-year lease. Now, what kind of a company would lease a brand new truck to a 95-year-old guy thinking, is he going to be around for 3 more years? You know, I don't know what we're going to do with that truck.
That's crazy.
That may be my contractor truck. I'll just have to use my wife's Chevy to pull it here and there and everywhere.
Whatever. I would say I've never been a, Chevy, Dodge, Ford. I've owned them all. They all got their good points and bad points. So for me, it's like whatever I can get the best deal on at the time when I'm looking for a truck. So, yeah, had them all.
This old truck that I use for my contractor truck, it's a 96. And it's a little rusty, but I don't care if a bundle of shingles falls on it. I don't care what happens to it. Because I've taken the new truck before, and something will happen to it, a little ding in it, and then I'll just go back to that old truck. That's why I keep old trucks around, just for that purpose.
Yeah, mine's 2008. It's actually, I was just in the shop because remember I got hit coming home from fishing the other couple weeks ago. So the guy, they had it in the shop, and I'm like, look, I'm going to the coast. I need my truck. So they needed to put a new back bumper on it, but it's a custom bumper.
It's all
so said,
taped on.
We'll put the old bumper on,
Premium grade
go
duct
to the
tape.
coast, we come back, then bring it back to us, and we'll put the new bumper on. So that's kind of where we're at right now. So I don't have – you all obviously know that I have not completed the boat repair video yet because I haven't used my boat because it's not ready. But I finally have all parts in hand that I need. So hopefully this week I get some time to get out there, put this thing back together. It's just a couple seals I was missing. Put it back together, test run it, and be done with the world's longest boat repair video, which the video has been long, but the process of making the video has been 3 or 4 weeks. So I'll get that out there and that'll be done. And then we just went fishing this weekend, and Audrey caught fish, I caught fish. So we're going to have a catch and cook video probably in the next, 5 to 6 days coming out. So that's where we're at right now. As far as plans to go fishing, I've got nothing right now. Of course, got to get the boat running again. But I do have a trip in about a month from now, next month, mid-May, Florida, fishing with Sea Pro Fishing, Wayne. So there's that. That's what I got planned.
I got to ask a request before we get out of here, if you guys would indulge.
Yeah.
Because I missed the beginning and I missed that cool intro. When we get ready to leave, can you hit that as an outro?
We will do that as an outro for sure.
Right.
For sure. Absolutely. We got 2 minutes. What's going on? Hooked up and backlash. Cat fishing time. I agree. Better get them now because once they go in the spawn, they're hard to catch around here. Old Crony. But that Dodge, whoa, it just jumped on me. That Dodge is 21 years old, so I guess it's 21 years of difference. Okay. No problem there.
Yeah, my old Chevy's a 96. I don't know how old that makes that, like 25 years old?
Really old. Really old.
But really, this is the first time that it's needed anything major, and it's just a water pump. So,
Man, I've got the other side. My Chevy's in the shop right now. That's a 2006, and I have replaced everything. Like that is almost a new truck except for the engine and body. Now, what I will say, and I love Chevys. What I love about Chevys is that I have not had a difficult time replacing anything on that truck.
Yeah.
But I have replaced everything. I'm on like my fourth transmission.
Do you have rust down there because of the salt water air where you live?
Oh, yeah. Not so bad here, but yeah, if you live within 30 minutes of the coast, yeah, for sure.
There's nothing like Michigan unless you live at the coast. The folks at the coast have it as bad as probably Michigan, but us like Central Texas and all that, not bad comparatively speaking. We're going to be in Stuart, Florida, Shannon.
I was going to say the wild game pursuit. You need to get with that guy right there. I noticed your last video has no tags. Your search engine is not that great. Get with Stanley. He works with TubeBuddy. He'll help you out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I can totally rack up the bill on them, like talking to you about that kind of stuff. So, dude, just hit me up. My link is in the description down below, as is the rest of these gentlemen. Hit me up on that link. Send me a comment. Let's get a conversation going. Also, anybody who is interested in like a conversation like this down here, we did just start a Discord channel. Now, we don't have a link to that here, but if you check out the community tab on my YouTube channel, we've got a link to that Discord server, and I can have conversations like this down here at length. Plus, we're going to be posting all kinds of pictures and having conversations about the fishing that we're doing and the hunting and everything else. We're going to have a lot of fun stuff on there.
Absolutely. All right, folks, it is 6 o'clock. It is time for us to shut it down. We've had a request to go out with the video. So
Next,
where
are we at next week? Mine?
Next week should be, yes, Grant McIntosh.
Okay.
Grant McIntosh. And he will let us know after we discuss things what time we're doing it.
Yeah.
Vote on John's community tab.
Yeah, do it, folks. Make your voice heard.
And have a wonderful week.
Yes, absolutely. All right, folks, here we go. We're out. Peace.